Hey you guys, so today I'm going to be talking about weekly vocab lists. We all remember doing vocab lists from elementary school, middle school, high school, which is kind of what I chose to focus on, was words that were appropriate for like an English grade 9 classroom. Students will be able to identify most of the week's vocabulary words and use them correctly. My goal would probably be like 8 out of the 10 words that I have selected for the week. This would be like the first time we were doing this activity, so there will be a little bit of like preface there. I got all of my words from Merriam-Webster, so all the definitions, like they're going to be credible, they're going to be right. And then what would happen before and after this particular segment? Before, it's going to be nothing, just because this is going to be like the first like 10 minutes of teaching. And then after, I would have students complete some informal assessments, which I'll address later. And then at the end of everything, we would play some Jeopardy just to kind of have some fun and wrap up the day. So with that being said, let's get into it. So my first word is implausible. The definition is not plausible, provoking disbelief. A sentence is, he gave an implausible excuse for showing up late for work. Some synonyms, fantastic, inconceivable, incredible. Antonyms, believable, conceivable, convincing. Our second word is pacify. The definition is to restore to a tranquil state, to soothe, to settle. The sentence that I came up with is, their efforts to pacify the nation by force failed. Some synonyms, appease, disarm, gentle. Antonyms, anger, enrage, inflame. Number 3 is succumb. The definition is to yield to a superior strength or force, overpowering appeal or desire. And then a sentence, they will pressure you and you must try not to succumb. Some synonyms, concede, give in, quit, relent, submit, surrender, yield. I came up with a lot. And then for antonyms, all I could think of was resist. So let me know if you can think of anything else. Number 4 is exacerbate. The definition is to make more violent, bitter, or severe. A sentence, the new law only exacerbates the problem. Synonyms, aggravate, complicate, worsen. Antonyms, alleviate, ease, help, mitigate, relieve. Number 5 is connotation. The definition is the suggesting of a meaning by a word apart from the thing it explicitly names or describes. A sentence, for many people, the word fact has negative connotations. Some synonyms, signification, implication, and then antonyms. I couldn't really think of anything just because this is really like just a definition of connotation, but if you can think of something, let me know. I can add it and maybe you can get some extra credit. Number 6 is turmoil. The definition, a state or condition of extreme confusion, agitation, or commotion. Sentence, the world was in grave turmoil due to the coronavirus. I had to bring in some real world examples here. Some synonyms, restlessness, uneasiness, unquietness, unrest. And antonyms would be calm, ease, peace. Number 7 is hypothetical. Definition, involving or being based on a suggested idea or theory, being or involving a hypothesis. A sentence, she described a hypothetical case to clarify her point. Some synonyms, speculative, theoretical. Antonyms, actual, factual, real. Number 8 is innovation, a new idea, method, or device. And a sentence is, she is responsible for many innovations in her field. Synonyms would be creation, invention. Antonyms, once again, I couldn't think of anything, just something that hadn't been created yet. I don't know. Number 9 is cynic, one who believes that human conduct is motivated wholly by self-interest. A cynic might think that the governor visited the hospital just to gain votes. Synonyms would just be pessimist, somebody kind of unhappy with life. And then antonyms, once again, I couldn't think of necessarily a word, but just somebody who's content, somebody who is going well and thinks that everything's not so bad. And finally, our last word is going to be attribute. Our definition is a quality, character, or characteristic ascribed to someone or something. In a sentence, both candidates possess the attributes we want in a leader. And then some synonyms would be a characteristic, a feature, a quality, or a trait. Once again, no antonym for this one, just something that doesn't describe someone. It doesn't work. So, what do I want you guys to do now? I have 3 options. I would like for each of you to do one of the 3 options, but you can do 2 others for some extra credit. So my first option would be to draw me a picture using one of the vocabulary words. I do want you to label the word on there, obviously, so I know which one you're talking about. I have this awesome Calvin and Hobbes comic here for Cynic. The mom says, "Life could be worse, Calvin," and Calvin says, "Life could be a lot better, too." I loved Calvin and Hobbes when I was a kid. I'm so happy I found that. And then just an example for pacify would be, "Okay, you're right about everything. Whatever I've done, I'm sorry," is the man saying to the presumable girlfriend, wife, whatever. So our second option is I'd like one of you guys to do some flashcards for me. Obviously each flashcard needs to be for a word. I want their definitions on there, and then you can add just any other useful information that you think will help you as a learner, maybe some of the synonyms or other examples that I gave. And then, I mean, you guys can study these for the rest of the week. I think that this is just a really good tool for you to have if this is kind of your learning style. And then finally, our third option would to be write me a paragraph or a story that contains at least 4 of this week's words. If you want to do more, that's totally fine. Obviously, these words need to make sense in the story, in the paragraph. If you could underline your words for me, that'd be great, just so I make sure that they're all there. Again, maybe a story might be easier. Completely up to you, though. So, just to wrap everything up, I do have the vocabulary list for everybody. Again, it's implausible, pacify, succumb, exacerbate, connotation, turmoil, hypothetical, innovation, cynic, and attribute. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Thank you so much for listening. That's everything I have for you guys, though. I guess I did just want to wrap up, and I hope that all of you are doing well. This past couple weeks have been crazy. I hope my coronavirus thing didn't trigger anybody, but I do hope that all of you guys are okay and that everything's fine. And I hope that maybe doing this assignment and other assignments kind of give you all grounding and closure and time to just get back to the normalcy of everything. So thank you again so much for listening. Have a great rest of your week.